day I was off duty.
At around 1 o'clock, were you off duty?
Yes, sir.
And you remember a call going out about something that happened across the street off of Sycamore?
I did.
Right before that, what were you doing? In particular, what were you doing at the time you heard that call?
I had went to the Swifty car wash, and I was cleaning my patrol car.
You were off duty?
Yes, sir.
Were you?
It's right across the street from Sycamore Drive. I can't think of the name of the shopping center, but the Blind Pig Tavern is there.
And Sycamore Drive.
It's right across the street from Sycamore Drive. I can't think of the name of the shopping center, but the Blind Pig Tavern is there.
And when you say that you were washing your car or going through that off duty, tell us where you were in that process, I guess, and what you heard.
I had to get to an automatic car wash, so I had just come out of the car wash, and I was actually drying the car off, touching up the interior, when over the radio I heard officer say he had been shot.
What did you do at that time?
Got in my vehicle, activated the emergency equipment, and headed that way.
And how did you head that way and get there?
Sycamore Drive is right across the street at the intersection. So I just went through the intersection and headed down and headed that way.
And how did you head that way and get there?
Sycamore Drive is right across the street at the intersection. So I just went through the intersection and headed down Sycamore Drive.
And when you got down Sycamore Drive, what did you wind up seeing at that point?
As I was coming down Sycamore, I went past the entrance to the apartment complex. Hudson was kneeling outside.
What did you do at that time with your car and yourself?
At that time, sort of blocked off the rear of Officer Howard's vehicle.
Car and yourself.
At that time, sort of blocked off the rear of Officer Howard's vehicle. I got out and started helping to render first aid to Officer Howard.
How did you go about doing that, and what did you do off the kitchen?
At first, I just got out and went to him to see what the injuries were. I could see that he was bleeding heavily from the face. It appeared to be the chest area. At that time, I went back to my vehicle and retrieved a first aid kit that I had and started trying to apply pressure to where we saw the bleeding coming from.
And what else happened, and what else did you do at that point?
At that point, I got on my radio, let dispatch know that I was there, asked if EMS was en route, and I continued to try to keep Officer Johnson calm and continue with the first aid.
And Officer Johnson or Officer Howard?
Both Johnson and Howard.
What was Officer Johnson's demeanor at that time?
I would say he appeared to be sort of, I guess, shocked. He was doing things, but he, was looked like in disbelief.
And Officer Howard, what was he doing, and how were you assisting him?
Officer Howard was going in and out of consciousness. He asked a few times If EMS was coming, he would fade out. We'd have to rock him or check him to get him to come back. He just kept asking his help coming.
And what else did you do or see on the scene there yet at that time, sir?
There was a point when dispatch asked me if we needed 2 ambulances. And at that time I looked around and I noticed that there was another police car further down Sycamore. Dispatch had said that they were being told that 2 officers were shot, which I didn't know at that time. And I just told them to send whoever they needed to see him. And at that time, that's when I realized that there was an officer in that patrol car.
What did you do then?
At that time, Deputy Morgan from the Sheriff's Department had arrived. There was a male subject thrown out on the ground near a red SUV. So Deputy Morgan went and got him and put him in the back of my patrol car. At that time, Sergeant I can't think of his name right now, I'm sorry. But Sergeant arrived and helped assisted with Tony.
That Sergeant Cowan?
Sergeant Cowan arrived. And at that time, I got up and went down to check on the officer in the patrol vehicle.
And what did you see, sir?
The driver's side window was shattered. Well, it wasn't shattered out, but it was fragmented. I could see in the vehicle that the officer was leaning towards the passenger seat. There appeared to be a wound to. Originally, it looked to me like it was in the jaw area, but he was unresponsive. He wasn't breathing. I could see that he was gone.
That Officer Christian?
Yes, sir.
And after that, what did you do?
After that, Lieutenant Whitmore and Sergeant Watkins after that, Lieutenant Whitmore and Sergeant Watkins arrived, and I told them, "Hey, keep going."
Give me a moment.
And I told him, "Hey, keep going."
Give me a moment. Told him what, sir?
I went back and continued to help with the first aid to Officer Howard until EMS arrived. At that point, first aid to Officer Howard until EMS arrived. At that point, Sergeant Cowan, I believe it was Sergeant Anderson, had removed his vest and his duty belt. And
who had done that?
I believe it was Sergeant Cowan and Sergeant Anderson. And I stood out in Tony's car for a moment, and then I started putting up a crime scene tape to block off the area, and for a moment, and then I started putting up a crime scene tape to block off the area, and I went and checked on the subject that had been placed in the back of my police car. He was had said that the handcuffs were too tight, so me and Deputy Martin actually switched out handcuffs at that time, and at that point I asked him what he was talking about. He said that his brother was up at Tony's car, and that he at that point I asked him what he was talking about. He said that his brother was up at Tony's car, and that he believed that he thought that Officer Howard had shot his brother.
And that was Matthew Hood?
Yes, sir.
And after adjusting his handcuffs, you put him in the back?
I put him back in the police car. Detective Clark was close by, and I told Detective Clark that he probably wanted to talk to Matthew.
How much longer did you remain on the scene, sir?
I was probably there for another 10 or 15 minutes, and then I was instructed to transport Matthew to the West Side Police Station to be interviewed by GBI agents.
And did you go over to do that?
Yes.
Okay. And did you turn him over to the GBI for an interview?
Yes, sir.
And did you remain there at that interview?
I did.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't in the room when GBI was interviewing, but I stayed there in the hallway where they talked to me.
Okay. And after all that, did you wind up transporting Matthew to the Clark County Jail?
I did not. I sat with him for a while. The GBI agents had told me it was okay to talk to him.
Okay. At some point, did you? When did you leave the? Did you turn him over to someone?
At that time, I was eventually told that he was going to be held on a probation warrant, and the Clark County Sheriff's Office came and picked him up.
Okay. And then afterwards, did you go back in service, or did you go home?
I went home.
Okay. And the next few days, what did you do?
I did my regular shift duties. Assisted in some of the searches they did.
And on March 25th, were you working on that particular day, sir?
I was.
And did you assist over there at Goldie Drive on the 25th?
I was over there for a little while, yes, sir.
Okay. You weren't in and around Creekstone at the time of the defendant came out?
No, sir, I just sat home one day.
Okay. Let me show you what's been introduced as exhibit number 10. It's on the laptop right now, Judge, or something. There you go. Thank you, sir. And do you have is there a laser pointer up there, sir? Sir, while you can see that projected on the screen, can you also see it on your monitor there? That may be a clearer picture on the page.
Yes.
Perhaps. You recognize that area of Broad Street and Sycamore?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me pull to the top right corner of what's submitted as State's Exhibit number 10. You see in the top right corner about where that car wash is?
Right there.
Right across the street from the intersection of Sycamore and Broad.
Yes, sir.
And you can't see it very well, but does that roof appear to be a little bit red, I guess, the red roof there?
I think the roof is actually green, but the side of the building is red brick, I believe.
But you were at that spot when you heard the department, the first entrance, second entrance.
Yes, sir.
Whoever's that. And can you tell us your direction of travel from the car wash, sir?
I came through this end.
Whoever's that. And can you tell us your direction of travel from the car wash, sir?
I came through this intersection and down the road this way, and that's where Tony's patrol car was.
And your patrol car was the one that parked right behind you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have of off the kitchen for this thing.
Good morning, Mr. Kitchen.
Good morning.
How did you get involved? How did you come to get involved in this case March 22nd, sir? Mr. Jealous, please.
As I said,
So you off duty, and you got a handheld radio on you that you telling the jury, sir.
yes, sir.
Did you have a radio inside your patrol car?
We only have the handheld radio, so I have a radio that's mounted to the car.
So is it all radio on you that you telling the jury, sir?
Yes, sir.
Did you have a radio inside your patrol car?
We only have the handheld radio, so I have a radio that's mounted to the car.
So is it all fully cars? Are you telling the jury that no Athens Clark County Police patrol car have a radio in it? That's what you telling the jury?
No, I'm saying my patrol car doesn't have a radio in it.
But you did hear radio track from your handheld radio, what you're saying, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell us what was the first track that you heard? Yes, sir.
The first traffic out here
Yes, sir.
that I heard was been shot.
Okay. Did on that day?
I did not.
Okay. So did you hear Officer Howard state that he was pulling anybody over before you heard this I've been shot call?
I did not.
He didn't say that.
No, sir.
Okay. Did you hear anything about a carjacking call that day?
I did not.
Okay. So did you hear Officer Howard state that he was pulling anybody over before you heard this I've been shot call?
I did not.
He didn't say that.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, did you write any supplement reports on this case?
I did.
Do you got them with you, sir?
I do.
Could you please pull them out, and I'd like for us to go over the things together, please. You say you saw a red SUV when you arrived on the scene, correct, sir?
I did.
You also seen Officer Howard patrol car when you arrived.
I did.
Okay. Do you recall how those cars was parked related to that stop or what you saw? Could you tell us how that looked to you?
In the parking lot, the red SUV was offset to the left, and Officer Howard's car was not directly behind it, but to the right of it.
If I may, Jared, to help, Mr. Kitchener, I would like to get exhibits 10, state exhibit 10, state exhibit 145, state exhibit 149, state exhibit 150, state exhibit 151, state exhibit 152, and state exhibit 170, please, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I need lights, please. Mr. Kitchen, I'd like you to look at state exhibit 149, sir. I'm trying to get a better one. State exhibit 151, sir. Do that picture look familiar to you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Was Mr. Howard, was Officer Tony Howard car in that red SUV parked just like that when you arrived on the scene?
They were
Now, Mr. Kitchen, how long have you been an Athens County police officer?
for 9.5 years.
9.5 years. Are you familiar with the Athens County Police Department eyewitness traffic stop, felony stop procedure, sir, protocol, sir?
I am.
Could you please explain your version of that to the jury, please, sir?
If we're gonna do a high-risk felony stop, we usually have at least 2 patrol cars at the minimum. We'd wait till we got into a safe area. We'd make the traffic stop. One officer would give commands to the people in the car. The other officer would cover. It's preferably to have at least 3 officers. As the officer giving the commands will usually use his PA system in the car and instruct the occupants, whether likely the driver first to exit the vehicle to keep their hands in visible. That we instruct them to face away from us. If there was we'd tell them possibly take one hand, get their shirt, spin around in a circle, or turn around in a circle. Then we'd have them face away from us again. We'd instruct them to walk backwards towards us. One officer would be the detaining officer. We direct that subject to that officer. He would place them in handcuffs and search them, put them in, secure them in a vehicle, or turn them over to another officer, depending on how many of us is there. And then we go to the next occupant of the vehicle and do that until all subjects are out of the vehicle. After securing them, we move up to the vehicle and clear the vehicle, make sure there was nobody else hidden inside the vehicle.
Is there anything in that protocol about the way the officer is Tony Howard patrol car parked in the cover position as you see in that picture there, sir?
I couldn't answer that one. I wasn't there, don't know what he was doing.
Let me get you. I think you misunderstood me.
Okay.
Casual, ladies, please.
I couldn't answer that one. I wasn't there, don't know what he was doing.
Let me get you. I think you misunderstood me.
Okay.
Casual, ladies, please. Ms. Kitchen, I would like you to look at the little red dot here, please.
Yes, sir.
That Officer Howard patrol car, correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
This red SUV is one he pulled over, is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir. Once again, my answer to that question and not being there, I couldn't say whether it was in a good position or not.
I asked you again, I think you misunderstood the question. I said, in this picture.
Again, my answer to that question and not being there, I couldn't say whether it was in a good position or not.
I asked you again, I think you misunderstood the question. I said, in this picture.
I would particularly check, he's asked it a couple times, and I don't think, because he may not have gotten an answer once, that he did.
So the objection is asked.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Ms. Bishop, if you were performing a high-risk traffic stop, would you have parked your car just like you see in that picture right there?
If I was performing a high-risk traffic stop,
Could you tell us why this camera on this car recording, looking at that building right there? That ain't nobody. Could you tell us why the camera doing that?
For the record, I believe he showed on State Exhibit 170.
Yeah, I'm sorry. State Exhibit 170. And State Exhibit 170. Could you tell us why this camera was recording before the officer run out that door?
I couldn't answer that.
Camera in my vehicle and never worked for me.
Okay. When you go to police academy, or your police chief, or your lieutenant, or your captain, they don't tell y'all how to operate these things in school?
No.
So now, when you go to police academy, or your police chief, or your lieutenant, or your captain, they don't tell y'all how to operate these things in school?
No.
So in 9 years, nobody at the County Police Department has never told you how to operate all the other video camera on the car.
They have not.
All right, Mr. Speaker, stand up, Your Honor. When you agree you was at that car wash right here, at the car wash right here, you familiar with this?
Yes, sir.
So you about in this area, you heard the call, right, sir?
Yes, sir. That's a Swifty car wash.
Okay. Do you agree this car, when you park this car, you will, please, sir? When you agree that this car just not going down Sycamore Drive?
Yes.
You travel this is where you went down Sycamore Drive to get to the police shooting incident, correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall seeing this vehicle, this taxi cab, whatever this is, do you recall seeing that vehicle in the road when you went down Sycamore Drive?
I do not.
So when you got down Sycamore Drive, you didn't see this car here?
I don't remember seeing it.
All right. Miss Kiss, I'm a little fast there. When you agree that your car right there, that you're in the trunk, this you right here?
Yes, sir.
Back just a little bit, sir. All right, Miss Kiss. When you agree that you was already on the scene before this car with this camera rising?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's you right there when you agree.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you did not see The taxi cab in the road I just pointed to you before you got there, did you?
I do not recall seeing it.
Okay. How about this white truck right here? Did you see that white truck on the scene before you got there?
I don't recall seeing that.
Let's get this white male with his cap on. You agree with he was right there with you. This you and this him. You see this hair right?
I see it, yes, sir.
Who is this white male in that picture? Can you tell us who he is?
I do not know.
When you agree he don't have on a police uniform or anything?
He did not.
Do you know whether he is an officer or a citizen? What was it?
I believe he is a citizen.
Okay. It's a normal practice for Athens County Police Department to allow citizens to come in their crime scene.
It's not something that we would do intentionally.
Did anybody get this white male name, address, or statement, anything from it?
I did not get a name or statement from him.
Do you know if anybody who was law enforcement got a name from this white male with his hat who was on the scene at the time?
I do not.
I want you to look at this white male. I want you to look at it closer. When you agree that you running down the street, Sycamore Drive, and that arrest Officer Chris car, sir?
Yes, sir.
I want you to just keep an eye on this and roll with it. Because when you agree that same white male just ran back up from down the street, Officer Williams?
Yes.
Okay. Now, will you agree it would have been important to get a written statement from somebody who's on that crime scene and want that Officer Chris card? Will you think that's important to talk to this guy, get his name, or address, or a written report, or a recorded statement from him? Will you agree it would have been important to get a written statement from somebody who's on that crime scene and want that Officer Chris card? Will you think that's important to talk to this guy, get his name, or address, or a written report, or a recorded statement from him?
It would be.
County police officer did.
I would agree that he went in that direction.
Okay, I would agree with that. Can't say you want you to call.
Yes, sir.
But you would agree that he came back and started pointing down the road in the direction Officer Chris called over. He came back before we ended. I asked the County police officer did.
I would agree that he went in that direction.
Okay, I would agree with that. Can't say you want you to call.
Yes, sir.
But you would agree that he came back and started pointing down the road in the direction Officer Chris called over. You agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when you agree that he got, let me back it up just a little bit, please. I want you to watch before the officer take off. Look at that officer take off hands free. You see that officer right there start running in that direction?
Yes, sir.
When you agree that that white male with a hat on came from the direction of Officer Chris's car and came and told that officer department officer that, according to this video that we're looking at.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He had his notebook pad out, or he wrote anything on it.
Well, I'll back it up for you, Charles. Let's get look at that.
He had his notebook pad out, or he wrote anything on it.
Well, I'll back it up for you, Charles. Let's get look at that. I'm on that record for you. I'm gonna let it run for you so you can get a look at it. Will you agree your blue lights on, Mr. Kitchen, in that picture? Your lights flashing?
Yes, sir.
Get a little closer. Let me pause. You see right here with this hair red? I want you to put your attention on this black male, this officer right here. Now, looking at that officer right there, do you know the name of that officer? Do you know that Officer Moss or?
That is Officer Moss.
So then he Officer Moss right there. Now, why don't you see if Officer Moss writes something down? Let's look at this. Did Officer Moss write down, was he writing something down on that pad that said black male was talking to him? Was he write it down, sir?
I would say it's possible. Once again, I can't say whether he wrote anything down or not. I see he has the pad out. It looks like he has a pen or pencil to the writing utensil to the pad. I don't know whether he actually wrote anything.
What you looking at without me looking at?
I was.
So, based on what we all looking at right there, you didn't see him write that down.
Once again, I can see that he took out the pad, he took a pen, put it to the paper. I don't know whether he actually wrote anything or not.
But you did see him put that pencil to that paper, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask again.
Let me get the light. I just get now again. Now, Ms. Kitchen, isn't it proper, don't the Athens Clark County high-risk traffic stop protocol state that officers should radio communication if they pulling over a high-risk suspect?
If we're doing a traffic stop, we call it out. Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you, the officer, Tony Howard, call anything out of their radio before you heard this?
You already asked that earlier, Judge.
Judge, I don't think I asked about the radio. I asked about the way the call was called, and I asked about the procedure. I do not recall asking that question, and I had it wrote down.
Yes.
Okay. If you making a high-risk traffic stop on anybody, would you call it in this information? Was you personally?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you stated you talked to Matthew Hood.
I did.
Okay. Did you write a supplemental report on the things you talked to Matthew Hood about?
I did.
Did you, let's go over that, please, sir. Did you read it to the jury? Your supplemental report, please?
We cannot read it.
Okay, well, can I read it?
That, do you hear that?
Your Honor, how can he object to this, to being hearsay that Mr. Kitchen wrote down what Matthew said in his report?
The objection is hearsay.
Well,
You can ask him questions. I don't know where the questions are going, and then we'll deal with it as questions.
that's what I'm saying. I had asked no question.
Question.
Okay. Do you recall what Matthew Hood told you on March 22nd, 2011?
We talked about
There. Let me reference that. He's referencing what on the scene when it was there at the West Precinct.
Yeah, these are my questions. He asked, let me look at you. He asked Mr. Kitchens about Matthew Hood a while ago, and I wrote down, he said, he don't tell me what order to ask my questions in.
That's not. I think he's asking, he's suggesting that it would be helpful to know where what time frame you're talking about him speaking with Matthew Hood? Was that the police station or was it on the scene?
I'm not even understand that, Judge. He ain't trying to help me. He gave me the death sentence. I asked my question respectfully in the way I want to ask. In what order? I haven't seen nowhere what order I got to go in. If he talked to him, it's my right to a thorough specific cross-examination on this witness.
Did you reference what?
At that time, I didn't know his name. He complained about his handcuffs being tight. I went to the vehicle to adjust the handcuffs, and actually me and Deputy Morgan switched the handcuffs. At that time, he said that he wasn't asking, and actually me and Deputy Morgan switched the handcuffs. At that time, he said that he wasn't asking me what's going on. Said that he hadn't did anything. Said that the red SUV belonged to his girlfriend. Said that his brother did yes.
You say that Matthew Hood thought his brother had been shot by his house.
Yes.
Why did Matthew say that he
Did yes.
You say that Matthew Hood thought his brother had been shot by his house.
Yes.
Why did Matthew say that his brother had been shot by his house?
I would reject the speculation.
Did you write anything in your written report, supplemental report, about the conversation you had with Matthew at the scene?
I did.
Okay. Do you recall what you put in your written report about what Matthew told you at the scene?
He told me that his brother was at Tony's car, and at that point I called over Detective Clark, and Detective Clark questioned Matthew.
Can I get you to look at your...
At that point I called over Detective Clark, and Detective Clark questioned Matthew.
Can I get you to look at your supplemental report, sir? Pertaining to the conversation with Matthew Hood at the scene, sir? Did you state in your written report that Matthew Hood said that S.B.O. Howard told him, yelled at him, stop?
Again, I want to make sure that he referenced what may have been seen in that car. And again, I want to make sure that he referenced what may have been seen in that car. And asking questions, and you put something in your report. Perhaps there's a matter we ought to take up outside the question.
I'll ask the jury.